Most fans have had this moment. A reporter asks a question and the reaction is immediate. Why in the world would anyone ask that? The assumption is simple. The question must be dumb, careless, or out of touch. But most of the time, that's not what is happening. What sounds like a bad question to fans can be a useful question inside the press room. Reporters are not asking questions for the same reason fans are listening. And that difference right there is where most of the confusion starts. If you stop and think about it, fans want information. Reporters are often collecting language. A single quote can shape a headline, an article, or an entire week of coverage. This is why you hear questions that feel repetitive. This is why some questions sound obvious. The reporter may already know the answer, but still needs it said out loud and on the record. Another factor is how reporting actually works day to day. Beat reporters are often showing up with assignments from editors and outlets, not just personal curiosity. That means some questions are asked because they fit a larger story already in motion. Sometimes the question is not about the current moment at all. It's about setting up the next one. And once you see this, you start recognizing the same patterns across every press conference. Some players recognize this faster than others. Quarterbacks like Shedeur Sanders often develop strong media awareness simply through repetition and exposure. Over time, they learn to hear when a question is about framing instead of curiosity. That awareness changes how players respond. Answers get shorter, tone shifts, and sometimes engagement disappears altogether. You've seen this before with players like Marshawn Lynch, where showing up without saying much becomes a way to avoid the system rather than participate in it. Another thing fans don't always see is the relationship side of reporting. Reporters need players to keep talking to them over time, and players understand that dynamic as well. That's why questions often balance being direct with being careful. That balance can sound awkward because reporters and players are working toward different goals. The players thinking about the team, the locker room, and what should stay inside the building. The reporter is thinking about deadlines, storylines, and how this moment fits into a larger narrative. Press conferences are not casual conversations. They are environments where words carry weight because questions are asked with purpose and answers can travel far beyond the room. Once you understand that, these moments stop feeling awkward and start feeling intentional. This is not about defending reporters or criticizing players. It's about understanding the system inside the press room and how reports, headlines, and narratives are produced from it. When you understand that process, you start reading coverage with more clarity instead of just reacting to it. That is the lens we use here. Understanding how the press room system works changes how you hear press conferences and how you read the coverage that comes from them. Once you see the process, you cannot unsee it. This is Press Room Breakdown, where we slow the room down and study how the message gets made.